What is up, guys? This is the All or Nothing Show. My name's Austin, and I've got Griffin and Brock next to me, the boys, and we're back again with another one, and we're starting today off with a good old review from one of our favorite picks.
Except Griffin's bum ass bought the damn watermelon.
I feel like every time we start a show, you pick on this guy right here.
Yeah.
The problem is...
One of these days.
Nope, a sandwich.
The problem is, I bet you if you listen to the past couple podcasts, I've been bitching about watermelon flavored things. And yet he picks up this can and he goes, yep, this is the one.
I was going to get the guava mango. They were out of the guava mango. And I wanted to get one that we still hadn't tried. And I didn't know which of the Americas you hadn't tried.
All right, for those who are listening and not watching, this is the Raise Energy Zero Sugar Energy Drink Watermelon Frost flavor. Zero sugar, 0 calories.
Smells just like watermelon.
But yeah, we're going to crack into it. Let's go.
Smells just like the same old
they've been tried and true.
Yeah, the Raise is...
they're a top pick,
yeah,
for sure, on the All or Nothing Show.
Let's see.
All right. Let me get one more in. Yeah, you're right.
Am I wrong?
So, I will say, this is not...
Sorry, boys.
This is not a bad watermelon flavor.
Yeah, I will say that. I'll say out of the watermelons I've had, it's not that bad. But as a flavor in general, it's not that good.
All right. Yeah, so I'm going right now. I'm going 5-6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 5-2.
Okay.
Like I'll drink it and not hate it. It's not like the Rockstar level, but it's definitely not.
I guess this, like I said, my opinion, not the worst watermelon out there, but I don't know if I would probably get this one again.
Yeah, probably like 5-8, I would say. I don't know. It's like, it's something, but not something to like write home about.
It reminds me of like a watermelon candy, like of some sort. I don't know what, like, whether it's not a warhead, but like a
because it's not sour.
Candy-ish watermelon though. Yeah. Anyways, I guess we knocked that one in the bud. I mean, they're good across the board though. All their flavors are really good. They've got, like we've mentioned, other forms of stimulants in there, so it's like a little fast, a little slow. 300 megs. But anyways, we're moving on. So, right before we just started this show, I guess I'm in the gay for pay community now. I don't know. I'm starting up.
Yeah.
New client. But a different kind of client.
I guess.
GymFlo athlete.
I guess you can say you've made it when you start getting unsolicited dick pics. Or bulge pics, per se.
It was a video.
It was a simple query for help from you, I feel like. And then the next answer was just a video that, you never know what you're going to get when it just says play video in Instagram messages.
Yeah, so that was a quick
You're lucky the image wasn't another sneak peek.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's what I was expecting. But, yeah. So, guys, once you make it there, I guess, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
But, which, by the way, you have gotten some weird messages, right?
Yeah, I've gotten quite a few.
So...
Am I the only one that gets straight messages?
Well, I'm sure Griffin gets it from both teams.
Both teams, yeah.
Yep, I've gotten that.
I hope the ratio's decent.
I've gotten one before where this guy asked me something fitness-related, and then asked me, like... it was like a guy my age, so I was like, maybe he's trying to like build something up. Next video I get is him like 69ing with this woman, and I'm getting like a top-down view. And
nice.
Yeah, that ended right then and there. I'm trying to think if there's some other ones that I've gotten. I've gotten that one I sent you guys that was challenging me to a flex off. I don't know if that was some sort of like erotic thing or what.
First, it would have been the bicep. Next, it would have been, hey, let's flex that D.
Yeah.
With that D flex light.
I'm trying to think of what else. Gosh, there's been a couple I feel like too that
there's some
you can kind of tell that the direction that it's going sometimes before it gets there.
When it starts off, yo, dude, you've got a rockin' bod.
Oh, yeah. Or it's like, or sometimes it starts off like that and you just say, oh, thanks, man. And then it's like, your biceps are great. And then it's like, you got great legs. tight core, like, and it's like, okay, you can stop now. Like, I don't know.
Buns are popping.
Get tight,
real tight.
Yeah, so it's interesting out there.
It's all love. Just know that I'm married. So.
You know, my dad used to tell us about this story when he was young, that like he was like 13 or 14 in the bathroom stall and he sees someone's eye come up to the door. And, you know, I'd almost rather just have all these unpleasant interactions be through DM versus like in-person ones sometimes like that. Like, I'd much rather get unsolicited pictures than to have something like that happen to me, I guess. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if y'all feel that way too. Yeah. Like, I'd rather it just, my unpleasant stuff just be on an app that I can block versus like, I don't know, something that you don't know. I feel like you can
forget a picture, but not an experience.
Yeah.
So, not long story, fun story. I'm gonna say it like I enjoyed it. It was fun because I was drunk and like everybody was just having a good time, and I don't care. I don't care if another dude sees my dick.
Is this even if it is gay? Like, Mardi Gras weekend?
Yes. Oh. So we had to take a piss. You're going down Bourbon Street, and there only is bars. You can only walk in, take a piss real quick, and walk back out. So this one bar we walked by, I did not know it was 100% gay, which is okay. But I walked in.
Wow, those guys.
And I was like, man, there's a lot of big hairy dudes in here, topless, some pantsless, dancing. And I'm like, all right, well, let me take a piss real quick. There won't be no problems. I'll go in, take a piss, roll out. And I walk in. Of course, it's one of those trough urinals. So no walls. God. And I was like, all right, nobody's in. It's like, you look to the left, you look to the right. You're like, all right, let me whip it out real quick. Let me go. And as soon as you start going,
the dude crawls in.
And he's like, what's up? Yeah. Where you from?
Hey, man. Nice. Looks down. You see the eyes go straight down. Like,
and I was just staring a hole through the fucking wall in front of me. But, he was a cool guy. I'm sure he looked at my dick, whatever. If he liked it, whatever. He didn't touch it, so that's all that matters. Yeah. I would have taken the compliment if he would have said something, but it must not have been that good because he was just like, all right, see you later.
But then was that before or after the shirt off helicopter?
That was before.
Oh.
I guess word spread when I walked back out into the street. They were like, yo, take your shirt off. Anyways, it went on from there. I could explain that in a whole other story. But
and that was was that the honeymoon weekend?
No, that was before we got engaged. Honeymoon.
Sarah started to question. Yeah. What did I sign up for?
Well, we went to New Orleans just to go, right? To visit, Mardi Gras or Bourbon Street and all that shit. And just so happens, out of all the weekends we picked to go, we picked one called Decadence Weekend, and it's like the biggest gay pride event of like the Southeast. Yeah. So I think there was an extra 200,000 people there that weekend, and they were all gay.
When we went to Miami 2 years ago, it was, of course, spring break. A bunch of college kids were going down there. But we went like 2 weeks before like the traditional, I think, like Miami kind of trip time. But there were still some people there, and we were off, not towards like the actual like downtown city or whatever. But we went down there at some point, and like we walked a few blocks, and just within like a few blocks, you just see like lines and crowds of dudes in just like Speedos or thongs.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right,
we're here to party.
All right. I'm gonna stay on this side of the street. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't care.
Different strokes, different colors.
For sure. I enjoy just having fun, and as long as I'm not getting like pressured or like people are just reaching out and grabbing on me, whatever. Do your thing. You want to be assless chaps? That's cool. Whatever. I'm not going to whatever. I'm out there to have a good time. As long as everybody's having a good time, I don't care. Gay, whatever.
So, what's that thing called where you like take the shots out of somebody's butt?
Oh, I did that. I did that through a
butt job?
So I did it with Sarah, not a dude. This is not through a buddy. This is through a pair of tits.
Oh.
But it's like a Alabama Slammer or something like that, where they had like this test tube full of liquor and slammed your face. She like slams your face into her tits and then like bends over and you just got to take the shot out of her tits. And it was like a big girl. So I had to.
Speaking of tits, what about Sam Tittle?
Did you look her up at all?
I did look her up.
Yeah, so we were, Austin and I were getting a piece of equipment for the gym, which if you don't know about the gym,
we'll get into that.
We got to break later.
But point is, we're driving back from Northern Virginia, and we passed this campaign truck that this trailer that had this crazy looking woman on it, like straight Karen looking woman on there, wearing like this USA kind of Uncle Sam type hat and outfit and everything. and it said like
Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it was like vote Sam Tittle for United States president. We were like, what the hell is that? I thought at first, because of the name, I thought it was a fake name. I thought it was like a play on Uncle Sam, but it was like the woman version or something. Yeah. And then we look her up, and she has this crazy look on her face. She's some like evangelicist who's like, just pull up the quote on her website.
I don't have my phone.
Yeah, it was something about.
No, it's
she's tried and true American.
Yeah, it's just this crazy woman from El Paso. But she
and for president.
Yes, so she's, and like when we say a trailer, this was like an RV, something you'd see at an RV park that was wrapped with her face on it, and it was pulled by an F-250.
One of her policies is a 10% FI tax, so it's gonna, I guess, be like everyone's tax is just 10% or something like that. And she says, quote, "If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for the fat pig called government."
Oh, so that's almost like tithing. You're supposed to give 10% to the church.
Yeah. So she's hard religion, and then she's like, the Second Amendment's our last line of defense, and yeah. So we're all on the hashtag Sam train apparently.
The Sam train.
She didn't even spell hashtag right. It's hashtag.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know this is a grassroots campaign.
Yeah, it is very grassroots.
It only gets one copyright.
No, you know what that reminds me of? Have y'all ever seen that video of that woman that's like talking about how the Monster Energy is like satanic?
For satanic, yeah.
And she's like, bottoms up and the devil laughs. Or something like that.
This woman probably seems like that. She's second A.
We got to get her on the podcast. That's what we
I bet you she's still in Virginia, dude.
Damn.
Because we passed her on 95 in Northern Virginia. So, like near Fredericksburg. She must be on the campaign trail, hitting it hard. And she needs to stop through Richmond and say what's up.
Her name is Sheila Tittle, known as Sam. Damn. What does Sam stand for? Because it's capitalized. No, it's SAMM. And it's not her first name.
Sammy?
I'll have to figure out what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
it's
Sam,
gotta be something funny.
We stand with Tittle.
Yeah, we stand with Tittle for sure. But y'all can look that up. Yeah. Oh, it stands for Saving America's Majesty for Millions.
It's a good name.
Okay. Sam Tittle.
President Tittle.
Good old people. Well, anyways, that was pretty fun. But getting back to the gym. So Brock
this
and
is the big reveal.
Yeah, so mention it. What's up?
So we finally obviously announced what we've been kind of hinting at over months now, is that Maddie and I are opening up a gym. It's going to be opening in October. Iron Built Gym is the name. We started the Instagram recently, so you can look it up, Iron Built Gym, exactly how it sounds. Follow that. Also go to the website, sign up. You can put your email in. We'll have a lot more information coming through that. But it's going to be a bodybuilding strength type training gym. So great for bodybuilders, powerlifters, just general fitness and lifting in general. Obviously free weights, machines, cables, turf, all that's going to be sweet. We're going to have Austin and GymFlo sublease an office out of it as well, which lends a hand to not only his business growing, but also how awesome will it be to have a supplement company partnered with the gym, not only for selling and distributing product, but also the party in the gyms we're going to have back very soon.
Huge.
Those are going to be way bigger because, the gym, you'll eventually see kind of the inside, but it's kind of broken into like 3 rooms. And I think the room we've been in at Gold's Laburnum, like, is probably half the size of just like one of those rooms. So it's like, there's just going to be, the events are going to be kick-ass.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't wait.
Because
obviously for the grand opening, but just every party in the gym, which I'm thinking, I was going to tell you, I think we should do them like the first Saturday of every month, to kind of kick off the month the right way.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait for those. Those are going to be sweet. Loud music, good times. We'll probably have a lot more local vendors since we do have that flexibility and freedom. We don't got to get approval from Golds or whatever.
Yeah.
And, man, those are going to be fun for the community.
It is coming.
And, it is coming. And like I said, ideally early October, but sometime in October for sure we'll be opening. We'll figure out the exact date at some point. But we got a lot more machines coming. We have a lot already. Majority of equipment we already have. So this past Saturday, we went up and got an extra T-bar row because there was a killer deal on this one that feels so good, so smooth. Great grips on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, gosh, it's going to be a kick-ass gym. We got a lot work to do. God, I got massive to-do list. The past weekend, I've really been working from 5 a.m. to midnight all weekend. And to be honest, it's draining. But excited for it. Yeah, so we got a contractor coming soon because we got to rip up some tiles and some carpets. We got to paint probably this weekend. We're going to start doing that. We obviously got to move in a lot of stuff as far as equipment, furniture, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, and the location, we haven't released it exactly yet, although if you Google it, you can probably find the exact address. But it's in Ashland, but it's like 12, 15 minutes outside of Richmond, so it's not far at all. If you live in Richmond, it's absolutely like a doable drive. And obviously, if you live in the Ashland area or Shore Pump, then it's, same kind of distance. So it'd be perfect.
So, with that being said, this is probably going to go up before the extra episode. So we did. Let's talk about a few months ago. We did make a trip down to pick up equipment before we even knew about a spot.
So I mean, I had a few pieces of equipment basically for the gym, but the majority of stuff we bought all back in like the last weekend of May, I believe. We drove down to North Carolina, hit 2 different warehouses, and got, I believe, 8 different machines and some floor mats. And when we did that, when we drove, I mean, it was like 8 hours total driving. So we filmed a podcast on the way. It's a really good one that kind of went in depth with how we saved the money, the whole gym overall, what's it about.
Because that was right after you got rejected from the first spot, too.
Thanks, Griffin.
No. I'm just saying that was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, it was a really good episode because it really touched on the difficulties of starting a business in a gym. So, for those of you that a lot of people have DM'd us asking, like, oh, like, how much money and how have you saved and do you have investors and all that, which the answer is no. You need to watch the podcast, which will come out, I guess, the day after this one, basically. And then we'll be posting a video of all the equipment the day that podcast comes out. So, Wednesday, which I guess will probably be tomorrow.
Yes.
Go watch the video. It's on my YouTube channel.
Just look up. Wednesday's 2 days from now. Today's Monday.
Well, I know when today is, but the time the podcast goes up.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Gosh.
I know. But what I'm saying is, All Nothing Show is going to have a bonus podcast.
Bonus this week.
Keep
really
your eyes
good
open.
One, too. Yeah. Probably one of the better ones. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like there's a lot of good detail and valuable information you can apply to your life with it.
I don't know if you want to go too into detail on some of the stuff maybe related to the gym before we flesh it all the way out, but do you want to talk on a little bit of like what your vision for this is and like kind of your choice for aesthetic or like the environment you want to create?
Love it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Vision is just, a community that, I don't know, I feel like there's a couple problems with like gym culture right now in Richmond. I know we had that question asked like months ago and didn't really want to get into it because of, we had this in our back pocket basically, but I feel like there's 2 problems with gym cultures. Like, one, you have the commercial side to where usually the people that own the gym, they don't live there, I mean, there's some that do, but oftentimes they aren't. So the new equipment they buy, where they invest money, how often they're connected with the members just isn't there, so that you don't really have a place that's like close knit, that you every member, all the members support and know each other, and I just feel like there wasn't that one kind of center place where people are excited about, people just kind of gym hop and whatever. It's not like they have that kind of center go-to place. So there's that. And then also I just wanted a place that was kind of built for bodybuilding and lifting. I didn't want a place necessarily that's going to cater to everything, cardio, a kid zone, classes, all that. I wanted a place that had the best machines, and when we find newer machines or we want to swap out ones or, add, that's where the money's going. It's going to better equipment. It's going to things that people like and that love and that want to use. And, we can just grow into this building and just make it, the best gym possible. So, when it comes to, rogue racks or new dumbbells and, different machines that I feel like, one thing we talked about a lot is I feel like you go into any gym and there's like 5 row machines or 5 chest presses, but you only end up using 1 or 2 because those are like the actually good ones or your favorites. Well, why don't we just say the hell with the other shit that no one ever touches, that just collects dust, just get the machines that are worth a damn, that people actually love, and actually, put the money towards good quality machines. So that's kind of what we're doing. It's what we plan on doing. The aesthetic will be kind of like dark, sleek. It's going to be black walls, but, some colors mixed in. We're going to have, decals, flags. It'll be nice. It's hard to describe just off audio, but there'll be more detail coming out. Like I said, once we paint and everything, if you follow the Instagram, you'll see things as they come through. But I'm just excited for kind of, again, like what we can do as far as the gym, but also what we can do as far as events. especially like I said with GymFlo continuing to grow.
Yep,
it'll be great to have that partnership.
So I think I love how you mentioned on pretty much cherry picking machines and equipment that are going to be used, like favorites, fan favorites, tried and true ones that they aren't just there to fill space and like fill out the gym. But not only that, I think this gym, Iron Built, is going to be something even bigger than just its equipment, its paint. It's going to be an actual culture that we're going to be, hopefully cultivating out of this. And not hopefully, we are going to. And it's going to be about work, discipline, coming in, feeling at home.
Yeah, that's another thing is that,
it's bigger than equipment.
Well, exactly. And that's when I started this gym, or when, I started this idea of really making it happen, the biggest thing, when I was talking to Maddie, talking to you guys, was I was like, what makes, a gym, what makes people drive up to go see the shop? What makes people, like, love going, like, Alpha Elite or whatever it is? It's never the equipment. It's never...
Book a whole flight to Texas, too, just to go to that gym.
Yeah. I mean, of course, that's a little bit of Christian Guzman and all that.
Yeah.
But just in general, like, what makes a gym? Yes, equipment is important, and that's what you're using. But at the end of the day, like, what makes you excited to go there is culture. And, it's not as simple as, what the gym's built around, but it's, it's the clientele. It's knowing each other. It's supporting each other. It's not being based around ego or, oh, look at how much I can lift, or, oh God, it's Dave coming in with his friends. They're going to take the squat rack for the next 2 hours and just like, throw weights around and leave it once they're done, Like, we're not going to have that culture where people are just leaving plates and machines racked fully with 405 or whatever it is. We're going to have people that have etiquette, that practice just discipline, that are humble, that are just good, supportive people to be around. If you're being a dickhead, we'll just cancel your membership. And that's the advantage that we have versus like a commercial gym, is we're not doing this. We're really not doing this for money. There's not that much financial gain in gyms if you don't know that. There's really not, that financial advantage. So we're not doing this for money. There's not much money to be made via gym. So, we're doing this for the right reasons, gives us a lot more flexibility to really create, I think, the right culture and community that we want. There was something else I was going to touch on too that just kind of slipped my mind, but
something I can't remember who I was telling that to, but in the past couple of days, I was just saying too, one thing that I'm excited about for this is kind of the shared passion that we all have to build it up and maintain it, and kind of, like you said, really keep the fire of that intention alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because, like I used to go to Wolfgang's and I liked it for what it was, kind of being a intentional like bodybuilding gym. Yeah. But there is something almost like a mall on the edge of its last legs, like going over there. You could just tell that like the owners, it was just kind of like a project that had gone to the back burner, if that makes sense. So like for me, I'm excited about just being able to, really kind of keep that spirit up. And also like, I'm even excited to just like keep it clean and like maintain and other things like that, just to like take pride in that too. And I think that's going to be something that really is maybe not like, it'll kind of be felt from the members and the people that are there.
Yeah.
I will kind of look forward to kind of keeping it pristine and in good condition and kind of feeling alive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I want it to be a place that's the thing. It kind of reminded me of what I wanted to say was I want it to be a place that people, just because they're like, oh, I'm passing by the gym, I'm going to stop by and see everybody. Like I want it to be a gym that you love the environment, the community, the relationship you have with people so much that you stop by just to say what up or just to hang out, just because you're close by, not even to lift. Yeah. That's the type of culture community we want, where again, like I said, the equipment doesn't make it. It helps, it adds to it, it builds it, but, the base has to start with culture. I've
coming off what you're saying, and I was going to mention earlier, but, besides it being the equipment, the environment, the culture, deeper into the culture is this needs to be a place, or is going to be a place, that we hope you do come out and hang and feel that vibe, or that pull towards it to become better. And once you're there, you're in an environment to want to become better, push yourself a little bit harder, hold yourself to a higher standard. Know that like this is a team effort, and this is going to be like, we're all in it for the same reason. And it's not going to be a me, this is me gym. This is, look at me. This is going to be a team gym, and a place that you can go in there and feel like, damn, everybody's pushing. I feel like I'm getting pushed. I need to be holding myself up a little bit harder.
Yeah, I want a place that kind of raises you to kind of push to another level, but at the same time, as you mentioned, like, you know, I just feel like a lot of these gyms, they get people that are so egotistical over. I mean, you might be the strongest person at your gym, but what does that mean? You're the strongest at a commercial gym? Yeah. I mean, there's so many other gyms and other like athletes in the world. You're nothing to them, and I think people just have to put into perspective that you really, as cheesy as it is, you're just competing with yourself. Even if you do obviously go and bodybuild in a show or powerlift in a meet. I mean, I want people to push themselves and be proud of themselves and have pride, but there's a line between like pride and kind of arrogance. Yeah. And I just want a place that where I mean, there's so many people at Gold's or at Carey Street when I lifted there that it's like, I just kind of marvel at their strength, but I'm also not, when I drop a comment or a compliment to them, they'll joke back with me or they'll say something nice about whatever I'm doing training, even if it's weaker than them. Yeah. Because it's not a competition between everybody, but at the same time, it is an environment, a culture that embodies kind of hard work and discipline. That's what we want.
Yeah, and even like on my aspect, I hope people just come in like with any goals, whether it's not even fitness, just like business or just wanting to like do something with themselves, like chase that passion, quit their job. I would love to like just have people come in with that mindset, and that's what I want, to like open people's minds to like, hey, you can do it for yourself. You can, chase off and do that job or build that business or that company, because obviously we're doing it and have been doing it. So I'm hoping that it just, this place opens people's minds physically and mentally for, anything that they want to do in life. For real. And that's, I'm sure that sounds cheesy, but like dead serious. I hope people show up with some goals. But so obviously extra bonus podcast popping off Wednesday. Not sure what time. What time is that going to pop off? We're going to put it.
The video's going up at 1, and I think I referenced it that the link is in the description. Right, so probably you can drop it Wednesday morning.
Perfect.
Whenever it'll be good.
But so out of all the equipment that you got so far, what do you think is going to be your favorite?
Gosh,
let's talk about it a little bit.
I got to think of everything. Because that pec deck is so smooth.
It is.
Butter.
I'll tell you what mine, and I've been thinking about it, and I forgot that it's there. It's a gym. That flat bench isolateral hamstring.
I was going to say that one.
I can't wait to load that bitch up with 4 plates. And just
4 plates.
and just drop it.
Drop it, yeah.
Look at me.
I think,
at a time.
I think I'll do it by... God damn, they're all so good. But that's, again, what we wanted to do is get stuff that it's hard to choose your favorite. Yeah. I'd say, as far as back, I'd say I'm either most excited about the T-bar we just got or the hammer strength pull down, the underhand. Okay. Again, like, I have no problem buying machines that other gyms already have. I feel like going overly... unique or expensive on certain things isn't always necessary. I think, your tried and true hammer strength, if it's a good one, bring it in. So, like, we have one of those pull downs, hammer strength, and I love that one. So that, that or the T-bar probably for back. For chest, definitely the flat isolateral. Dude, that's going to feel amazing. Money. Yeah.
Even with no weight on it, it felt good, which I'm sure they'll see in this next video probably, right?
Yeah. In the next video, yeah.
I was just hiding in the corner.
It was, yeah.
Diamond in the rough.
I talked to you guys. I was like, I hope they have that there because I want it.
It was in the very back corner.
Griffin goes, hey, Brock, it's over here.
Remember that when you're mad at me for getting the watermelon drink.
Now, I'll still charge
He's worth something now,
I'm still going to charge you for membership. Anyway, but that's definitely going to be the chest. It even converges a little bit in the middle. That's going to be a nice one. That pec deck is good, though. I'm trying to think what else we got. I know
I'm excited for that unique row that we got,
the Star Trek row is going to be nice. I haven't seen that anywhere. I've seen that line of machines at a crunch before, but that is a really unique piece. I think that's going to be a really good row.
Also to mention, whoever might be watching and knows a plug on equipment,
yeah.
Griffin and I are looking for a calf machine.
Yeah, and even if there's some good deals on other machines, we're mostly kind of we have a few, 2 or 3 other pieces that we need as far as machines. But, like I said, if there's good deals, if there's a calf raise,
maybe
be on the lookout.
Pullover.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all see anything, send it to DM or send it on Facebook or something, and we'll check it out. So
let me ask this too. I feel like through this whole process, my thought this whole time has kind of been like, dang, I really thought that, saving the money would be the hardest part. Oh, yeah. But I'm very impressed with the fact that you've been able to juggle so many moving parts and like paperwork and contacts and time frame and scheduling and ordering and this and that, and still continue to do the work that you were already doing before, and without somebody really to like keep you in check, if that makes sense. So has that been pretty hard or like nerve-wracking?
All right, I'll tell you, to be honest, I'm
a goddamn genius.
Yeah, I'm a beast. Yeah. No, from an outside perspective, I can see how you can look at it and be like, this guy is like incredible. And in some ways I am. No, but but it has been hard to juggle some things. Luckily, though, they've kind of been a little slow. So, like, we'll tour 1 or 2 properties at a time. Get denied by 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But, it is a lot of, like, kind of get some things in order. Okay, we'll order this, store that. I think being out of school and having this quarantine slowed things a little bit so I can kind of appropriately make the right decisions. But the past week, once we got the lease signed, we only signed it Wednesday. Things have been going like 1,000 miles per hour. So, ordering stuff's easy. Like you said, like you thought saving the money, which saving the money is not necessarily the hardest thing, but it's the longest thing, so it takes time. But buying stuff's easy. You just put it in the order, I need to make sure I can get these weight plates in time for us to open. So that might be a little difficult, not due to our financial situation, but just because things are so on back order from people buying out for their home gyms. But buying stuff is easy. Paperwork is a little tricky and expensive if you try and go the lawyer route, as I have realized. But it's more just, like you said, juggling so many different things. Because, I am still doing all my freelance work, which takes me multiple hours a day. And that's not only finances for the gym, but obviously personal finance. So I need to obviously keep that going. And that wouldn't be so hard if it wasn't for all the different things that we have to do at the gym right now. So driving back and forth, picking up different stuff. That's hours in the car, hours I'm not able to be at my computer or work, answering a lot of emails. This week is packed full of different things they got to do. I got a contractor coming Wednesday. Meanwhile, still trying to keep up YouTube content, trying to keep up Instagram content. So, people that think that it's easy, it's definitely not easy. You're not going to have free time. Like I said, all weekend, I have worked from 5 a.m. to midnight. Both nights, I had 4.5 hours of sleep last night, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of nights like that coming up. And, but it's what it's about. It's
Boss babe.
Boss babe, yeah.
You're now certified.
Yeah. I'm not anything special. I just, you just have to make the sacrifice.
Yeah, you pick what you want to do. You whether sit.
Well, I like what, and Seth isn't the innovator of this word, but, Seth Ferrosi always talked about his dad used to say, pick your 16. You got 16 hours a week, pick your 16. What are you doing during those 16? And, some people always push back against the old, and everyone has 24 hours a day, and someone's like, well, what if you have kids and this and that? But it's like, fuck them kids now. It's like,
well, at the end of the day, like, their future relies on you.
At the end of the day, you have decisions you have to make. You have time, and a lot of times when you think, oh, I don't have time for this, you do, because there's Netflix shows you can cancel out. There's swiping time on Instagram you can cut out. There's definitely time in the day, but I'll tell you right now, I feel like there's not enough time in the day.
Hell no. Yeah. Hell no. But, things will definitely, I think once we get up in there and get a groove, probably the first month will definitely be hectic, but I think once we get a groove, it'll be a lot.
Once we can get this contractor work done and we can actually set things up, paint, and do all that, it'll fly by. I think August will be hectic. September will be easier. It's just getting equipment in and, finishing touches, setting up software, all that. But as far as, the actual manual kind of physical renovation stuff, that's going to be a little bit of a bitch, but man, it's going to be nice. I know we were envisioning it last night, and just made me smile because I just know how it's going to be.
I know, sitting in the rain with the power out, just excited for what's to come.
So
There's something very metaphorical about that.
So we know once we can't afford that power bill, what it sounds like to sit there in the silence.
It's just so funny though to look back on different moments in the past year or two and just think about when I was in this position, what was I thinking, what was I doing, what did I have in mind? And then, like, if I would have known where I'd be right now 4 months ago, before COVID or something like that, it'd just be weird, you know? Because I feel like we just lucked upon this property really well at the right time, the right place, right everything, and yeah, I feel like things are just falling into place. Not easily, but they're falling.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to be one of those people because I sometimes do believe there is luck out there, but you were looking. You were going out of your way. You were taking that time to look. You know, most people be like, oh, you must have been lucky. No,
I'll tell you, no, it wasn't lucky. And another thing is, like, every time we were looking for a property, I was like, oh, I hope this is it. And then, you know, in the back of my mind, I was like, if we don't get this one, I don't know what else is out there. And then we didn't get it, and then we're like, okay, let's look. And then there'll be, oh, there's one or two right here. Let's try these. And then it's like, damn, I don't think there's anything else out there. And it's like, oh, one or two, let's try these. And eventually, you know, and that was trying to do it on our own, which maybe, you know, we made some naive steps here or there. I don't think that was stupid per se, but it was definitely better to reach out to an agent. And we ended up having these two properties, which eventually you'll see in a vlog, and one of them obviously being what we got. And it's funny because I wasn't even going to check out this property because the pricing they wanted was pretty astronomical. We weren't going to be able to afford it. Weren't really that close. But, you know, just by the way the situations were, the way the cookie crumbled, we were able to negotiate for aggressive pricing and got what we wanted. Honestly, a lot more of what we wanted than I thought. And, yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's a little bit of, you know, luck, but at the same time, we went through a lot of heartbreak, I mean, if you watch the first, you know, episode of the YouTube, I mean, y'all hadn't seen it until just recently. I mean, I was fucking depressed, man. And like I said, like I mentioned in the video, I was at a family dinner and like my heart just sunk. And like I walked out on like the deck to like, you know, text back the guy or whatever. No, I wasn't crying, but I was just so depressed. And Maddie was pissed at me. She's like, it's okay. Just like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, I don't know. You know, it's one of those things that you feel, a lot of these things are out of your control. Like you talked about saving money, you thought that would be the hard part. And I'll tell you, it's not because you are in control of that. You're in control of like your income, at least to an extent, you know. So you just put in the hours, put in the work, save for your dream, whatever it is, whether it's a gym or whatever, it's a trip, a vacation, your kid's Christmas, whatever it is. But when it's something out of your control, that's really just someone wanting to take your business, your money, or whatever, especially during COVID, it's like, fuck, man. You know? Yep. You don't have a choice. So, tough stuff. Leaving y'all speechless.
I know. I'm just thinking about it.
So what are your plans for the GymFlo HQ? What do you think is the next steps? Because I texted you last week about goals. You don't have to go into the goals, but
I haven't set any goals for the actual place.
Well, I know, but you can brainstorm. I'll give you a second while I'm talking. Yeah. Is on the way there. Of course, Griffin couldn't make it. It was sad. But
no, that would have been fun.
I know. It's okay. We'll have more moments. But Austin and I were kind of brainstorming, talking a lot about GymFlo and the future and everything. And a week ago, I sent him some texts about setting goals and objectives and kind of, you know, even if they're not super specific, it'll kind of give you more direction on exactly, you know, where this place can be. Because I see so much potential, and we talked about it, and I feel like it's taken off a lot in the past year as far as upgrades on labels, products, vision, skits, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just, you know, wondering, now that you have a legit kind of HQ place, you're built into a gym, we're going to have these part of the gyms every, you know, month. I feel like there's a lot that can be done in brainstorm.
That's something, too, before you get into that, Austin. I feel like, I don't know if you guys have felt this way, but like one thing I'm very excited for, I feel like I got this just feeling of, you know, as this all starts to come into play, I feel like life is going to feel so much more like maximized, if that makes sense. Not in terms of income per se, but I just feel like it's going to be so much fun to create, to work hard, to like set more goals, and to really not focus on not just kind of being passive or going through things, but really kind of staying on top of yourself and your work or other things like that too. I feel like just kind of being in a shared environment, you know, in all aspects will really be fun to, I don't know. It's weird to kind of be excited for like, oh, we're going to work hard going forward or other things like that.
I always just feel like, man, and maybe, you know, I have grown up in a lot of fortunate situations. You know, I obviously didn't like start from the ground or, you know, just get, you know, some huge obstacles thrown at me. Like some people are just, you know, in bad situations. But I almost just feel like life is just out there and it's up to you to just kind of, I feel like life is so malleable. I feel like you can really just shape whatever you want it to be. I feel like if you put in the work, you have the vision, you stay positive, you take the right steps and do it the right way, I feel like it's just out there for the taking. I really do. I feel like there's so many people that just kind of sit in their position that it's easy to, once you step out of that and you actually try to put in the work, I mean, it's there.
I think most people, and I want to cut on 2 points, but most people, and even me thinking back, like, it's before I started taking action on stuff, I didn't have enough confidence to believe in myself, to know that I could do it myself, you know? It's that first step of taking action on something. It could be something small, but just building some self-confidence, some, like, a sense of accomplishment in your life. They're like, hey, man, I did that myself. And then you stack, you double down on the next thing you do. You double down, and the next thing you know, you're like, damn, I can literally do whatever I want. And I still have a tough time believing that in some situations, but it's getting better, hella better.
Yeah, you'd almost think you would, like, trick yourself into being like, oh, it'll be easy. But I feel like every time you almost have to look back on it and be like, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Oh, yeah, there's so much shit that tripped me up.
I hate to compare it to, someone like Christian Guzman, but it's the same concept. I mean, when he was 19, he opened his tiny little, 1,600, square foot gym. There's no way he was thinking about Alpha Land, but it's one step at a time. It's, oh, let me get this gym successful. Oh, let me move into a bigger place. Let me launch this company. Oh, well, that went pretty well. Let me try and launch a different company. And it's just, you build upon, the things, the successes that you have, the goals you have. You have failures, you learn from them, and you go for it again. You don't just, you don't just... I'll make an analogy to baseball, You strike out your first at bat. You don't go up there the next time, just to kind of sit there and strike out again. You're still going to take your swings.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no sense in sitting there and letting the strikes going to go by you. You might as well take your swing. And, at least you put something into play. An error might happen. They might overthrow the first baseman, which could just be luck, So things just happen. And, as long as you're trying, like I said, I feel like life is malleable. I feel like you can really make it what you want. That doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire. It doesn't mean your business is going to work the first, second, third time. But as long as you're trying, as long as you're positive, as long as you're, I feel like, doing the right thing, I feel like life comes to you.
Yeah, most definitely. And with the gym now, I definitely think we have put ourselves into, Brock obviously has taken much more of the risk, but we have put ourselves in that much more of a position to be all in on ourselves and not have, ourselves will be our own limitation now. Yeah. We don't have anybody else to have to get approval from. It'll be our spot. Now, with that comes more risk, but even higher reward, and obviously you just can't jump from start, point A to straight to this. You have to take steps and, build up confidence in yourself, learn what to do, what not to do. And we're still learning, obviously, but this gym, this whole move, us partnering and growing a team and a environment and a culture within ourselves and everybody else that's going to tag along will just put us, like I said, only, our only limitations will now be ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, going over a little bit of my thoughts on my HQ headquarters, first worldwide headquarters of GymFlo. I don't know. It's coming with a lot of extra space. So right now I'm in a small bedroom, maybe 300 square foot. I don't even know.
I'd say the office might be, 3 of these?
At least 3.5. Probably
maybe,
close to it.
Maybe at 4.
But definitely looking to brand it a whole lot more and make it my own. Because right now I'm in my mom's house. Moving out of mom's.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Moving out of mom's. Yeah.
You're 30 now. Yeah.
Mom, what about wings?
Are the pizza rolls ready?
But, we've been renting a room from her for months now, which has helped us. I think a lot of people need to swallow their pride and ego, when doing something like this, trying to find the best way to cut overhead costs, because when you're a startup like this, if your overhead's stupid crazy, you're going to set yourself up to fail. So even all the speed bumps and kicks in the dicks we've gotten with GymFlo, which I'm sure we still have plenty more to come, just learning. It's surprising that we've been able to still stay on the river and keep moving down it, So, and I think it's things like this, swallowing the pride, the ego, renting, getting help from family, blah, 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 to, keep the overhead down. But anyways, talking about the setup, I definitely want to do some painting. Like I mentioned, maybe a black wall on some part, but keeping the office white. And our podcast, the All or Nothing show, is definitely getting a huge upgrade. Right now, we're starting off with a nice backdrop, nice little wood backdrop. And I'm going to probably do a little vlog probably this coming weekend as we paint. And I'll probably go buy some glue for the wall and whatnot. But besides that,
upgraded mics.
Yeah, I was going to look into mics.
We're
going to see about a budget. I'm going to set up a little something, maybe start setting some money aside for that, but that might be a little bit down the road until we get figured out with product and whatnot. But definitely starting to set things up and, improve what I've been doing, Obviously, the podcast doesn't really make a source of income yet, so trying to make sure it's still on a budget.
Tushy sponsorship.
Yeah, until we get that Tushy. But, there's a few other things that I just like the brand and make it more of a business instead of, not that it's a hobby now, but make it more of a lucrative, like, GymFlo base.
I do.
When you come, it's GymFlo.
I remember thinking back about, I guess it was the last Nut Bash when we were driving home, you just talking about wanting to pull the trigger and quit your job as a Compel trainer back then. And I will say, thinking about back then, I don't know if you would think that at this point, even despite the quarantine, you'd be fully working for yourself and then about to move into a designated space and stuff like that too. So it is nice sometimes to look back on some of the, bumps in the road or maybe some of those kind of make or break decisions that you've made for yourself too, and just realize how far you come since that.
Looking back, working for a contracting job for personal training, that one step, that weekend, I was going to start working with Trick2G, who's a partner or a collaborative partner with ours with the product, but he's a gamer and I was going to start filming with him full time or, try and help him out and make some money on the side. He was like, yo, quit your job. He was like, regardless. And this is verbatim, his words. He was like, yo, quit your job. He was like, even if, we don't end up doing video together, he was like, you're going to make more money doing it by yourself. And I didn't believe him at first. I was like, dude, why would I quit that? Like it's my steady paycheck. He's like, just quit it. He's like, I'll get you money for like your first month or so, definitely. He's like, we'll figure something out. But I quit. Unfortunately, I worked for him for a month, and after that, he was like, yo, we got a different editor. Because I'm not good at videos. I try my best, but obviously I'm not up to par with, what he was looking for, which is okay. But, I strapped up my boots, my training shoes, and I was like, all right, it's time to get to work. And I'm doing way more better. That's not good grammar.
I do way more better.
Yeah, I'm still retarded, but I'm doing much better on my own. And that was a huge confidence boost right there, knowing that, you might be scared to jump out of that job that you might not be happy with, but if you do it, you can make it happen. You can figure it out, once you're doing it for yourself.
And there is something, too, I feel like I still have just gotten my feet wet in that regard, but, for the past year or more, you've been telling me the same thing after you quit of come on, man, cut yourself free.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've always had kind of one foot still in the door as far as just I want to be smart about this.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to be making a hasty decision that's going to maybe make me worse off than I was and then burnt out of what I originally wanted to do. But, the way things kind of fall into place, it is kind of funny, like you say, that even though I've kind of just started doing my own thing, I've been blown away of people that were formerly once a week are now wanting to do 4 times a week with me, or other things that, I never would have thought that would fall into my lap. But at the same time, I don't know if you felt this way too. We have put in the time and energy and kind of passion and kind of personal relations into training or other things like that it is a good feeling when it does kind of pay off in that regard too. So I don't know, it is kind of funny too, because I feel like even just being kind of fresh into working for yourself, I feel like I'm excited about every day, and it's kind of sky's the limit. And it's even if I can't if I have kind of some bumps in the road, like last week with some extra expenses or other things like that, it's in my head I know that, I know what to do to recover from that, or make more or other things like that. It's never just I guess this is it, time to just hang it up.
Yeah, if I can touch on that. Yeah. So when I first, because I feel depending on when you officially did it, I might have basically fully dropped out of school, committed to video work full time around the same time. And when I first tossed that idea to Maddie, she was terrified. She even was tearing up because she was what if this happens? What are people going to think? And this and that. And, do you have enough money and all that? And it's one of those things because, like you said, the sky is the limit, but also like the ground's the limit too.
Yeah. High risk, high reward.
It's high risk, high reward. But like I said, I feel like life is so malleable that, like you said, you know what to do to make more money. You either got to increase your clientele, or you got to increase the sessions, or you got to increase the price. You know, I mean, it's just up to you to work more hours. It's up to you to find more clients. It's up to you to do whatever. And so you know that, you know, if shit hit the fan, you're definitely going to have that motivation to go and search for new clients, to do everything you can to find and make that extra dollar because, you know, you have that option. When you work for someone, they can cut your hours, they can stop you from working overtime, they can not give you a raise, they can do whatever. But when you work for yourself, it's up to you, you know? And that's the best thing, and that's freedom.
Yeah. Well, getting back to when you said, you know, months ago, probably a year, I was telling you to quit your job. And this goes for both of you. You know, that point where you quit and things transition smoothly, and may not transition smoothly for everybody, but for most of, at least both of y'all are doing well and able to pay your bills, obviously, jumping out of that nest and getting away and doing your own thing. It's just because y'all are good dudes. Y'all have the right intentions. Y'all are going to do good work. You're going to take care of your customers, your clients. You know, you have the right intentions. You aren't dicking people over, you know, and I wouldn't have mentioned that if you were like a shiesty dude or a shady dude, because I would have known you would have fucking caved, you know, nosedived straight down. But both of y'all are doing good shit, and y'all care about what you do, so it shows in word of mouth. You know, it's just tenfold once you take care of somebody.
Yeah, and I was gonna say to plug the gym, if you are a freelance trainer or a no freelance trainer that is interested in training at our gym. Definitely hit us up. Like I say, either on Instagram, either to me directly or to the gym, because we are going to probably go up to 10, I think, freelance trainers, not including Austin. So Griffin, I guess, would be number one. So the spots are filling up fast. But
it will be a tribunal of people that will hire you.
So there's a panel,
we'll sit you down in the interview.
Panel interview.
Yeah, we'll have an interesting interview. Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill, go.
Go. Yeah. We'll have good questions. But anyway, but yeah, definitely hit me up because we're definitely interested in that. And at least in September, I think we're going to have equipment in so people can start training. We should have dumbbells by then, so we'll kick off that earlier. So if you are interested in training even before it opens, have that exclusivity. I hope I pronounced that right. That sounded good.
Exclusivity? Exclusivity?
Let's go with that. I said it right.
Shit.
Then hit me up. But anyway, advertisement over.
So, I guess it depends on the day and who's feeling it, but like, who's HR? You today? Is me today?
I think it should be Maddie because she's a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I feel like just based off what we were talking about before the podcast, if Griffin was HR, he'd just get walked over. We'd walk right over him.
Yeah, it would be like, you can get a free membership.
Yeah, you'd say, Austin, I heard you cursed at a member, and shut the fuck up. All right.
Just try not to do it next time.
No,
I'm just messing, man.
Use frick. Don't use that.
So I'm gonna have to grease Maddie up with some dollar bills to like let things slide.
Yeah, dollar bills, not just greasing her up.
Okay, but yeah. Anyways, regardless, it's we're all doing good things, so I think it shows.
Yeah.
And that's all you've got to do out there. Just make sure you got the right intentions. Do good. Do how you'd want to be treated, and people will talk about you and refer you. Business will grow. Whatever you're doing, people will look after you. It's crazy because that's how literally my training's just been growing. At least every month, I've been gaining another client or two clients, or this been happening, that's been happening. It's just word of mouth because you do the right thing. You take care of people. That's, I guess, the moral of that.
I want to break into these questions.
Yeah, for sure. So this is Answer the Internet by Barstool Sports, and we're starting off. These are questions as fucked up as you are, so be ready. If you could have the perfect body as long as you never drank or did drugs again, but you could eat whatever you want, would you do it? That was a long question.
This is the easiest question because I don't drink or do drugs.
I know.
Of course.
Yeah, so for sure. If I had the perfect body for life and just could never drink or do drugs, but I could eat whatever I want, fuck yeah.
Is that a poll?
No.
I was going to say, I want to meet the person that wouldn't do that.
Well, no, like drugs definitely aren't worth it. I can get away with not doing drugs for the rest of my life. But drinking's kind of fun.
What if the question included, what if pre-workout fell under drugs?
Ooh. Then I guess I'm going to be a sloppy mess the rest of my life.
No fever?
Yeah, dude. But no, definitely, especially if you could eat, because food's a drug sometimes, so I'm ready to eat. Hell yeah. I'm taking it.
That's an easy question.
Would you rather know every time someone talks shit about you over text or every time someone talks shit about you out loud?
I feel like out loud stings more because text, people can be petty through text and not really, not to say they don't mean it, but like it's like less hurt. I don't know. But if people are talking, it's like, oh, they took the time to actually say that shit.
Yeah, people texting, it's kind of like, meh. People are going to talk. But when it's over, when it's out loud, they got the confidence to say that.
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of want to hit them up, be like, all right, let's say it to my face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I feel like the ability to approach them and like let them know that you knew.
I knew. I made an agreement with the genie from this card. All right, last question. Answer the internet. Would you rather be an extremely good-looking person paralyzed or a hideous, fully functioning person?
Hold on, reread it again. I need to know my options.
Basically, you're extremely good-looking, but you're paralyzed.
Okay.
Or you're hideous, but you're fully functioning.
Do I at least have a monster hog on me if I'm ugly?
It's paralyzed. Sorry.
Or no, if I'm ugly.
You're ugly.
Oh.
If I'm ugly, do I at least have a monster hog?
I'm definitely going to go with the fully functioning because I just feel like you can't enjoy life as much if you're paralyzed. Yeah. You're just good looking, but what can you do with the good looking if you can't feel the advantages?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And at least if you're ugly as shit, you could at least hit the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could at least try and get my pump on.
This dude looks pretty ugly on the card.
Yeah. Dudes from the Goonies.
You could at least be like funny and rich and in good shape. And just know that whole time of like,
it's not the appearance that matters. It's what's on the inside that matters. Yeah.
So, I guess to polish this bad boy off, GymFlo updates, Overcome still hasn't come in yet, but we did get a sample of Green Monster All or Nothing that's getting revamped. The boys are going to try it over the next day or so as well, but I definitely think it's a go-ahead. I think we're going to move with it. So Green Monster, if you have tried it and you're like, it isn't the best flavor, it's going to be not very, very, very good.
That way when you buy it, you can hate it twice and know you definitely don't like it.
It's definitely not for me. No, you won't be wasting your money with either of them. But Overcome still isn't in, so that's a huge update. That's the story of my life.
Shit, what's going to open first, the gym or Overcome?
I feel like every week
next
I'm like,
step after the gym, we'll make a manufacturing facility.
I know, right? Yeah. That's the way you do it. That's how First Form and all them do it.
Can't be that expensive.
I know, right? Next thing you know, other than that, hopefully some other updates. By the time maybe the next show will be at the office. We'll see. Who knows? But until next time, guys, follow us on the description below.
Gym page.
Yep. Vlogs will be coming out. Special show.
Bonus episode tomorrow.
And let us know what you'd like to see in the next one. We are out.
See you.